Thanks for joining me on the Tech of Sports and iHeartRadio this week. And pleasure to be joined by the father-son duo of Colton Christman and his dad Matt, a top baseball prospect here. And Colton, thanks for coming on, and congratulations on all your successes.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And you just recently, the cat's out of the bag now. You recently signed with LSU, and kind of take me through that process and where you think it's still heading.
Yes, sir. I signed with them. Put in writing last week. It was super. The whole experience was awesome from when recruiting started, which started for me, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. It was awesome getting to know the coaches there, getting to go down to campus, experience the atmosphere of Baton Rouge, the whole place. It's just this really cool place that you want to be at, and to put that, make that official was really awesome. I'm super excited for when I get there, the next few years of developing as a pitcher, as a baseball player, and as a person, and then hopefully be playing professional baseball after that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's trending in that direction. And Matt, how excited are you? And what was kind of your role in the process?
Well, I've been there working with him since he was 2 years old, swinging a big plastic wiffle ball bat.
Yeah.
And I'm ex-military and kind of a grinder, so I've always been really, really tough on them, both my boys. And it's just really good to see, or rewarding to see, that all of that work and sacrifice, really, anybody who's done this club thing in any sport knows what I'm talking about, to finally be validated, I couldn't be happier, especially with where he's going here at LSU with the coaching staff. They're just remarkable. Best bunch of guys I've had the privilege of speaking with in this baseball field,
That's great, with Colton and Matt Christman. And Colton, you've put in a lot of hard work already, but the experts say the hard work really begins now. Have they given you a conditioning program, or what technology to utilize? What have they kind of told you at the future coaching staff?
I've spoke to the strength and conditioning coach, Chris Martin, a few times. He's a strength and conditioning genius. And then obviously my pitching coach, Coach Yeski. As of right now, the strength and stuff, the conditioning, me and my dad and my brother, we're kind of handling that and going the route we've kind of gone with it this whole time until I get there. And then once I get there, it's all their program and their workouts and everything they got there technology-wise. I am on a throwing program that they put me on for pitching, but a lot of it's up to us right now, and then once we get there, the amount of resources they have is unbelievable.
Yeah, no doubt. The resources are unlimited. And Matt, you are an athlete yourself, and the hard work that's involved, but how important was it for Colton to stay academically focused as well?
Well, I mean, I'm also a math teacher.
Yep.
And so academics has always been a big part of everything we've done. They would be doing math problems every day since they were about 2.5, 3 years old, and that's never stopped. And so the academics has gone hand in hand with just the athletic training, and since the beginning, really. And I believe they kind of do balance each other out. It's really a character thing. If you're going to work at something and do it purposefully, then it shouldn't matter really what you're doing. That was kind of philosophy, is just to do the best you can at everything and put in an honest, purposeful effort, and that's where we're at. So his academics is right where I would like it to be and where he would like it to be, I think, and we're very happy with it,
That's great. And Matt, you were intimately involved with the travel ball team, that whole aspect of it. There's tons of stories out there, good and bad, about travel ball. What was kind of your experience, and what's the current state of of travel baseball here in this country?
Is that directed toward me?
Yeah, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I think just like any of the sports and anything we're doing nowadays, it's very costly. But if it's something that you're passionate about and you enjoy doing it, then I think it's well worth it. You know, I mean, we've gone with the family many times and made a trip of it, and it just becomes what you do. It's, you know, like sometimes people, you know, I like to fish too, and we would go on a trip to go fishing, and you know, that's just something you do while you're on the trip, right? I mean, you don't go there just to fish the entire time. There's other things you do as the family. And so as far as the, you know, travel with the baseball just gave us something to do as a family, and the boys loved it. So all of that time doing that, I mean, it's day in and day out. It's 365 days a year down here in the Southwest. And as far as, you know, if you're asking me if I think it's a good thing, I think it's a good thing if it fits for you. You know,
Yeah.
I think it can be very demanding, and a lot of people would say it's too much. Heck, we've said that along the way, where this is just too much, you know. But you love it at the same time, you know. You like to work through all that, and the reward at the end is worth it, you know.
Absolutely.
Whatever that may be.
Absolutely. And Colton, a lot of hard work you're putting in, dedication. How do you manage yourself to make sure you're getting proper rest and stuff too? I know it's intense, but how does the rest periods come into play?
This is pretty important, especially, you know, being a pitcher, making sure the workload on your arm isn't, you know, over that. You don't want to cross that line with it, because an injury, you know, it's a setback you don't want to go through. And I was fortunate enough. I've learned over the years how to kind of properly manage that. I think I learned it pretty young, going to PT and all that stuff, learning the workouts, trying to strengthen the shoulder, make sure that everything's right there so it can handle heavy workloads, like going out throwing long toss, you know, doing a velo day in the bullpen or something like that. And then making sure you have enough days in between. And there's kind of you know, different people have different ideas on how much you should rest, how much you should actually throw and stuff like that. But I think it's the biggest thing about it is consistency. And if the body, when you get injured, is when you do something that's not used to doing. So I think the biggest thing is coming up with a plan and sticking to it, and then that's the way you grow, get better, get stronger, and keep everything healthy at the same time.
That's great. And Matt, wrapping up here, what's your advice for other families, Matt, that have a emerging a potential athlete that's showing a high aptitude for sports? What I know you're a proponent of keep things fun and such, but what else can you offer as far as advice?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Because I'm still going through it, but I would just, you know, if it's worth it to you, and if it is, then you've got to do what you got to do. You know, and like I said, it really comes down to whether or not you're fully vested. Because if you're going to go into it halfway, and then like in life, you know, that's what you're going to get out. You're going to get out, you know, what you put in. And I think, like I said, if you want it and it's worth it to you, then you got to go for it. You got to do it all. You got to train. You got to eat. You got to sleep. It's a system, you know. You got to go, because everybody else is working just as hard as you are.
Yeah, the competition is fierce on and off the field, and still always every day. I'm sure you learn something like I do, and really excited to have you guys on, and best of luck, and we'll keep tabs on you.
All right, on Rick. I appreciate it. Thank you for having us. Go Tigers.